expressed concern over selective reporting of violence in Nigeria, warn against consequences. Nigerian Police Force suspends enforcement of Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act of 1991. Kogi State achieves breakthrough in greenhouse farming with first cucumber harvest under a Crazal project. Very warm welcome to the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Live from Abuja, I am Vivian Izadifi. Clerics have expressed deep concern over the selective reporting of violence in Nigeria, warning that it fuels misconceptions and exacerbates tensions. Speaking on Good Morning Nigeria, the guests noted that many killings, particularly in the north, go unreported, leading to a distorted view of which groups are being targeted. Ekemini Williams monitored the discussion.
United States Senator Ted Cruz recently sparked controversy with claims of genocide against Christians in Nigeria, promoting mixed reactions. Some clerics and NTA acknowledged Nigeria's complex history of religious tensions, but emphasized that current security challenges are more nuanced, with various groups being targeted. They cautioned against external interference, suggesting some foreign voices seek to exploit Nigeria's diversity for their own gain.
The bill emanating from outside of the shores of the nation seem to suggest that some other people are even more interested in the welfare of Nigeria. And, that's why it's suspicious.
What was clear is that that figure was a huge exaggeration. Because I've made research around the north. In the last 6 months, in the last 1 year, we don't have a situation, we don't have one state that can tell us, apart from the Yelwaita story in Benue, and then the killings in Plateau. But to a large extent, there is great reduction in the mass killing.
What our enemies want to gain, it is what we are doing. For us to assume it is the Christians that are killing Muslims, or it is the Muslims that are killing Christians, I'm worried and I feel like crying.
The speakers also criticized the tendency to attribute violence to a particular religion or group, arguing that this oversimplifies complex issues and can have serious consequences.
Like me, I always tell those who care to listen, don't ever tell me that this crisis is farmers' hardest. And I will tell you, you are just saying it to please a narrative that you want to please some people. But how can someone be sleeping in his room and some criminals, call them whatever name, come out there, kill him, burn his wife, burn his children, burn his house, burn his place of worship, and you still call it farmers' hardest? Where is the farm in this context?
Nigerians have a big responsibility. The governments of the country have a huge responsibility. Our local institutions have a huge responsibility. But also our religious bodies and our religious institutions have a huge responsibility to provide the right narratives.
We need education, and that's why I will appreciate NTA, and I will thank them for the work which they are doing. When we are well educated about ourselves, when we understand ourselves, at the end of the day, we discover that some people are coming from outside because they want to use us and they want to use what God has given to us.
They called for collaboration among religious leaders, political leaders, the National Assembly, and relevant ministries to address challenges and promote national unity. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Senate will next week decide an appropriate line of action over allegation of religious persecution, emphasizing that insecurity in Nigeria is not religious-driven. This was in response to a motion which seeks to correct misconception on purported Christian genocide narrative in Nigeria and in the international community, while it molds the idea of sending a delegation to interact with members of parliament in America and Canada as the issue is under consideration there. The Nigerian Senate believes the allegation is targeted at strangulating the economy of Nigeria, and it will also affect the unity among citizens.
This is coming originally from the American Senate, and this Senate or the National Assembly have a responsibility. In view of the sensitivity of the issues involved, I would just say that let our resolution here today on the basis of this motion be that as a Senate, it is our conviction that the insecurity problem, the insecurity challenge in Nigeria is not religion-driven.
This motion is noted and accepted by the Senate, but further legislative actions should be postponed to Tuesday next week, when we can have executive sessions to have a comprehensive discussion on ways and means of responding to the international threats to Nigeria, particularly where insecurity in Nigeria is multifaceted and not only religious-driven.
Senate has resolved to discuss the matter at an executive session next week at plenary. On the International Day of the Girl Child, the federal government has been asked to prioritize education and skills development for girls, especially those residing in communities affected by security challenges. This House of Representatives passed this resolution at Thursday's plenary with a call on the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to create safe spaces, particularly for female folk in communities experiencing banditry and related crises. This was sequel to a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Representative Kafilat Obara from Lagos State.
That in times of crisis, be it armed conflict, natural disaster, or public health emergencies, girls often bear the brunt of the consequences. They face increased risk of violence, exploitation, and discrimination, which can hinder their education and personal development. It is essential to provide them with access to education, healthcare, and resources that support their personal and professional development.
In other resolutions, lawmakers sought relief for communities experiencing persistent hippopotamus attacks in Gombe State.
Attacks by hippopotamus in several communities within Yamatu Federal Constituency, Gombe State. The constant presence of the wild animals around rivers and the farmlands in this location has instilled fear and panic among residents, forcing many farmers and fishermen to abandon their means of livelihood.
A two-year strategic plan on gender mainstreaming for implementing the renewed hope agenda for Nigerian women, top issues that is cited by stakeholders with the Minister of Women Affairs in Abuja. Ngozi Technical reports that the minister calls for collaborative partnership among stakeholders, focusing on the 8 thematic areas of the plan.
Accelerating women empowerment is the focus of this gathering, with attendance of a delegation from the World Bank, women leaders and civil society groups. Under the President's agenda for Nigerian women is the Renewed Hope Social Impact Intervention 774. The Minister of Women Affairs explains that the aim is to empower up to 50 million women across sectors, who will generate up to $1 trillion into the nation's GDP, enroll 2 million out-of-school children to safe learning environments, among others.
The focus is multi-sectoral because women feature strongly around all these sectors and they're major players. So what we want is to strengthen their potential so that they can all key in to building the $1 trillion economy as we envisage as an administration.
Other stakeholders emphasized promoting gender equality to tap into Nigeria's women intellectual endowment as they pledge their commitment to the strategic plan.
Let us take the advantage of this administration and whatever that we need that will better the better the lives of Nigerian women, this is the time.
We possess the unique ability to create lasting, sustainable change for women in Nigeria.
Speakers also outlined solutions to potential impediments for effective implementation and success. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
The Nigerian Police Force has temporarily suspended the enforcement of the Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act 1991 after deliberations with the Nigerian Bar Association at the force headquarters in Abuja. In a statement, the force said the suspension will remain in effect pending the outcome of a motion on notice scheduled for October 16, 2025 at the Federal High Court in Warri, Delta State. During the NBA's visit to Louis Edith House, both parties stressed the importance of synergy in upholding the rule of law and restoring public confidence. To this end, a joint police MBA committee has been inaugurated. Meanwhile, the force enjoined vehicle owners to use the window of suspension to regularize their documentation and comply with all regulations. Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebitokun reaffirmed the force's commitment to fair enforcement, transparency, and constructive stakeholders' engagement. In a country where faith shapes community, the Anglican Church is stepping beyond the altar to confront one of society's deepest wounds, gender-based violence. Through the Anglican Compassion and Development Initiative, hope and healing are finding a new language. Victor Azu reports.
In this hall, conviction comes face to face with compassion. Faith leaders, policymakers, and advocates unite to end gender-based violence. Through Akadi, the church is moving beyond sermons to action, creating awareness, offering support, and building safer spaces within communities.
Gender-based violence is a sin against humanity, an affront to the love and justice of God.
The church must also create safe sanctuaries. It must be a place where survivors find safety, not silence.
The Faith Foundation, which supports the project, says real change begins when women can live free from fear and participate fully in national life.
We believe that in helping to eliminate gender-based violence, that women will be in a better position to participate effectively in the social life of their countries.
The objective is to contribute to the elimination of violence against women and girls through strategic initiative.
Where the church goes is where the society goes. And when the church begins to speak very clearly and very powerfully about an issue, the nation listens.
Even young people joined in, with a school debate reminding all that the next generation must grow up knowing that violence is never love.
Boys are to model respectful relationship, hereby building good relationship with girls. Boys are to learn to treat girls with respect, treat them with honor.
If gender-based violence is the fire, then silence is the fuel. One too many times, girls have been the ones to rise to put out this fuel. Not because it is what they choose to do, but it is the burden that reality has caused them to face.
From the church to the classroom, this movement is turning conviction into compassion, and compassion into change. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
This is the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. More reports when we return.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. innocent vehicle, the pride of African Road.
This is NTA News 24.
Glad to have you back. Kogi State government has recorded another milestone in its agricultural revolution with the successful harvest of the first greenhouse-grown cucumber at the Federal University, Lokoja. The project, implemented through the Agro-Climatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape initiative, is aimed at boosting food security, encouraging technology transfer for smart farming, and empowering women and youth in the state. Beneficiaries of the program include women farmers from the Falele and Crusher communities, as well as staff and students of the institution. At the maiden harvest, a total of 260 kilograms of cucumber was harvested. The harvest is expected to continue weekly for the next 3 months before another crop will be planted. Representing Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo at the farm to supervise the harvest were the Commissioner for Environment and Ecological Management, Engineer Olusegun Joseph, and the State Akreza Project Coordinator, Ladi Ahmed Jato. The project is currently being implemented in the 3 senatorial zones of the state. Speaking on the development, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Femi Fanwo, said the success of the greenhouse project underscores Governor Ododo's commitment to promoting food security, tackling food inflation, and ensuring sustainable prosperity for the people of Kogi State. A Nigerian ethnic and religious harmony, national peace and unity campaign in Abuja is urging Nigerians to embrace the country's unity in diversity, putting aside ethnic and religious differences to build a better nation for all. The report. This convergence is on the banner of the Nigerian Ethnic and Religious Harmony. National Peace and Unity campaign is the agenda here. It successfully brought stakeholders together to promote a positive narrative of Nigerians' diversity, aiming to forge a united Nigeria where all citizens can thrive regardless of ethnic or religious differences.
I have heard people say that our problem is our diversity, but I have never shared that thought. We don't have a problem with diversity. If there is anything wrong in Nigeria, it is not our diversity. It is how we handle our diversity.
Is the price tag on the Nigeria we claim we want. It is not forged in a conference hall alone, but in daily difficult choices that we make.
Stakeholders underscore the need to foster a culture of respect, empathy, and inclusivity, viewing Nigerians' rich cultural heritage as a strength, not a weakness.
We must refuse to be defined by the divisions of the past and instead be united by a shared vision of a just, inclusive, and prosperous nation.
Projectors of peace, and we must give ourselves to it wholly, without fear, and with much respect and honor and love for each other.
I feel that the main problem in our issues, in the problem concerning the religious disharmony, is ignorance. We do not know our scriptures. If you only know our scriptures, nobody will fight another person.
Participants, cut across students, highlights the need for equal opportunities, respect for diverse cultures and religions, as well as inclusivity.
I've learned that diversity is a very good help to Nigeria if it can be harnessed in a productive way. I learned that ethnic and religious conflicts doesn't really take us anywhere apart from underdevelopment.
The ultimate consensus is for all Nigerians to work together to overcome national challenges and create a more harmonious, prosperous, and sustainable society. Vivian Izadifi, NTA News. Report just reaching us says the National Council of State has approved the nomination of Professor Joash Ojo Amiputon, SAN, from the North Central as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented Amiputon as the nominee to fill the vacant position following Professor Mahmoud Yakubu's exit. Yakubu served from 2015 till October 2025. President Tinubu told the council that Ami Pouton is the first person from Kogi, North Central State, nominated to occupy the position and is apolitical. Council members unanimously supported the nomination, with Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo describing Amu Pouton as a man of integrity. In compliance with the Constitution, President Tinubu will now send Amu Pouton's name to the Senate for screening. Amu Pouton, 58, from Ayetoro Bede Ijomu local government area in Kogi State, is a professor of law at the University of Jos, Plateau State. He is also an alumnus of the university. He specializes in company law, law of evidence, corporate governance, and privatization law. He became a senior advocate of Nigeria in September 2014. Ami Pouton was born on April 25, 1967. The National Environmental Standards Enforcement and Regulatory Agency, NESRA, is to take advantage of the wide reach and professional depth of the NTA to scale up public awareness on environmental challenges. NESRA State Coordinator of the agency, Dr. Weaver Edwin Tawase, made this position known when he led a team from the agency on advocacy to NTA Lafia. Bilkisu Gurku reports.
Just like many parts of the country, Nasarawa State is said to be faced with a lot of environmental challenges that demand attention for the sake of healthy living. The meeting between the management of NTA Lafia and Nasarawa is to build synergy for advocacy on public awareness engagement in order for everyone to take responsibility in the task of bequeathing a sustainable environment for the benefit of all. Dr. Tewase maintained that with the agency's technical knowledge and NTA as a leading broadcaster partnering, meeting the yearnings of the public regarding knowledge on environmental responsibility can be met.
Joint advocacy campaigns together, co-branded public service announcements, targeting citizens, NGOs, industry leaders, and government actors.
The General Manager NTA Lafia, Hajiya Ramatu Salawuddin, commended Nasarawa for the much it is doing for the sanity of the environment and assured the team that though NTA is already in the business of environmental awareness through its programs and special reports, it will continue to do more with a partnership with the agency. She urged the agency to take advantage of the various platforms of NTA to project its activities.
What you're doing is very important and people need to know more about it. Let me assure you that we are ready to partner with to ensure that people know more about you.
Nasarawa is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring a cleaner, safer, and healthy environment for the safety of all. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
It was an evening of culture, diplomacy, and strategic collaboration as the National Council for Arts and Culture hosted a special dinner in honor of the Minister of Arts, Culture, and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa. Members of the diplomatic corps and key stakeholders in Nigeria's creative and cultural sector. Thomas Obiteri has more details.
The pre-INAC dinner ahead of the 2025 International Arts and Craft Expo brought together dignitaries, international community members, and cultural stakeholders to highlight the role of culture in diplomacy and development. The Minister of Arts and Culture and the Creative Economy, Hanatu Musa Musawa, stressed the importance of cultural diplomacy in strengthening global ties and described INAC as a platform to showcase Nigeria's artistic excellence and rich cultural heritage to the world.
And it is in line with the vision of Mr. President of diversifying and really seeing how we can add job creation. So this is really about investment as well. When you're able to showcase your wares, what you have, the different initiatives, the roadmap, the vision that we have, and it's something that we're going to do very intentionally and quite deliberately through this summit. What you'll find is that we have more opportunities for investment.
Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Obi Asika, described the Expo as a strategic tool for economic empowerment, tourism development, and international cooperation. He called on stakeholders across sectors to seize the opportunity to engage, exhibit, and explore.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, October 9th to 11th, the Arts Village next to the Sheraton or the Continental, next to Yaradua Center, Central District, Abuja. Be there, don't miss out.
Now, Nigeria is advanced in terms of the creative economy and how it has elevated it to international global markets because they have managed to turn talent into business. And this is why we are here, to be able to connect our Botswana creatives with the skill, the knowledge.
As INAC 2025 begins, the pre-INAC dinner has set the tone for what promises to be a colorful, impactful, and globally significant cultural event, reinforcing Nigeria's position as a vibrant hub for arts and creative expression. In Abuja, Thomas Ugbeteri, NTA News.
And that concludes the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Vivian Izadifi. Bye for now.
Have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
I was the first woman that mobilized women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society, by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop